Steve Raymond Chevrolet on Cobb Parkway.
Emotional and heartbroken, a local mother begs for answers about her son's death.
That's all I want to know. What happened?
The new pictures of a person of interest investigators need help finding. And families told us they feel a final resting place for their loved ones is being neglected. The explanation from local leaders about the upkeep of this cemetery.
Live, local, late breaking. This is Channel 2 Action News, Sunday AM. Coverage you can count on.
Good morning. It is Sunday, April 23rd. I'm Sophia Choi. We are tracking widespread showers and storms this morning. Here's meteorologist Katie Wells in for Brian.
Sophia, our primarily concerns this morning, it's going to be the areas of heavy rainfall. That's going to be our primary threat. Now this afternoon, we have the chance for some stronger storms. I'll time that out in about 15 minutes. But first, to check on Storm Tracker 2HD overlay with temperatures. Temperatures, they're on the cool side, and they're not going to be moving much further from the numbers you see on your screen. Meanwhile, here you go. Some of these bigger downpours now impacting parts of the metro right along the eastern side of 285, now extending into DeKalb County, locations like Decatur as well as Stone Mountain, dealing with some light to moderate rainfall. Also from Cedar Grove southward toward Rex into Stockbridge. Now Henry County dealing with some of those light rain areas as well. A little farther toward our east, Athens as well as Wintersville, dealing with more moderate to heavy rainfall. Wherever you see the shadings of yellows as well as oranges, that's where we're seeing some of those bigger downpours. Not severe this morning. We're certainly socked in with the clouds, even some areas of patchy fog. This is a live look from our tower camera located in Buchanan. Coming up in just a few minutes, I'm tracking that cold front that's causing all of this wet weather. We'll be pinpointing when it'll actually pass through, how long the cool weather will last, and then, of course, when the 80s return.
Right. It is spring after all.
Of course.
Thank you, Katie. We'll see you soon. Now to a developing story. Police need help finding the person who murdered a 17-year-old at a Southwest Atlanta gas station. The victim's family hopes new images will help catch the killer. Channel 2 Steve Gelbach live at Atlanta Police Headquarters in downtown Atlanta. And Steve, we spoke with the victim's mother.
Says she can't sleep, Sophia, knowing that the shooter is still out there and not knowing what happened. Take a look at these photos APD released showing two young men running away from the scene Friday night. So far, they're only being called persons of interest, but detectives have said the shooter was described wearing a black shirt, light blue jeans, and those red shoes. And they were all inside a car with the victim at a Texaco station on Sylvan Road when 17-year-old DeRonald Wilkerson was shot and killed. He was a junior at Mays High School. His mom wants anyone with information to come forward and for the shooter to turn themselves in.
They took that from me. You know, I can't even tell my son bye. You know, I can't even see him right now. And it's hard. It's really, it really hard.
She thinks her son had to know who his killer was. Police also believe Wilkerson likely knew the suspects. Anyone who recognizes these persons of interest asked to call Atlanta police or Crime Stoppers. And we did talk to other family members and hear that mother's message to the suspects. On that part of the story coming up in the next half hour. Live in downtown Atlanta, Steve Gelbach, Channel 2 Action News, Sunday AM.
New from overnight, police found two people dead in the middle of the street in Clayton County. Investigators say they found the bodies just after midnight on Lundy Lane and Kendrick Road in Jonesboro. Police say the two victims had bullet wounds. We are working to get you more details about who they are and what happened to them. Also new from overnight, 5 people are recovering this morning after a deck collapsed in DeKalb County. One person dislocated their elbow. Police say 7 people were gathering around 10:30 at a home on Luxembourg Drive in Decatur when the deck moved away from the house and then collapsed. We've learned the homeowners just recently moved there about 3 months ago. 4 children are now back home with their mother. Police are investigating claims they were actually in a carjacked vehicle. We blurred the faces of the children, ages 1 to 13. They are all okay. Police say someone took their mother's car yesterday from a Southwest Atlanta apartment. Officers found the children in a Nissan Versa on Highway 166 near DeLoe Drive. Police told us a female suspect is now facing multiple charges. We've learned a small plane that crashed in Northern Virginia was on its way here to Georgia. These are photos from Virginia State Police. The plane crashed in a field on Saturday. The pilot, 53-year-old Joseph Bryant of Washington State, was not hurt. Authorities say he turned around when the weather got bad and then had engine trouble. An American Airlines flight attendant is now off the job. The company is investigating his outburst caught on video that's gone viral.
Hey, bud, you do that to me and I'll knock you flat.
Stay out of this.
The man who took this video in San Francisco says it started when that crew member took a woman's stroller out of an overhead bin and accidentally hit her and nearly hit her baby. The woman was in tears.
Her violently yanked it and stormed off the plane with it.
You don't know what the story is. I don't care what the story is. No one's hurt a baby.
American Airlines quickly released the statement, quote, "We are deeply sorry. The actions of our team member do not appear to reflect patience or empathy, two values necessary for customer care." And we have more details. Incident about 2 weeks ago, officers in Chicago dragged a passenger off a United Airlines flight to make room for a flight crew. After this video sparked outrage, United changed its policy for booking flight crews and apologized for what happened. Developing in Florida this morning, officials say firefighters have a large wildfire 80% contained now. A state of emergency is still in effect, though, for parts of Florida. The flames have forced thousands of people to leave their homes. The scorching flames and the choking smoke chased thousands from their homes.
It's like the police was knocking on my door saying we had to evacuate. And then when I came outside, I saw like a big smoke in the sky.
115 fires rage across Florida.
We got all around the house, squirting trees down, squirting the fire down.
Flames moved quickly as firefighters worked to put the fires out.
I came home and there's a big old ball of fire.
This house was charred to a smoldering ruin. People were forced to run, wondering if they'll have homes to return to.
It's not looking good right now.
This couple saved what they could as a neighbor's house disappeared in the flames.
One of the houses on the other side, it was a two-story house, and it's gone. It's completely gone.
This fawn tried to outrace the fire. Black Hawk helicopters are dousing the flames from above.
Our farm's burning down. I ran back here through the smoke and fire to try and save our last tractor.
Near Orlando, flames shot up to 150 feet into the air. Officials are now putting any possible arsonist on notice.
And it'll be hotter than this fire until you're locked up in jail.
And near Fort Myers, plumes of smoke filled the air. Authorities say a cigarette sparked the blaze that spread 2 miles and destroyed 4 homes. Officials say a lack of rainfall created drought in parts of the state, which elevated the danger for fires. The Florida National Guard is now helping with evacuations. President Donald Trump is planning a huge rally to mark his first 100 days in office. Now, this is video from his inauguration in January. Trump's 100th day as president is next Saturday. He says he's going to hold a rally in Pennsylvania on April 29th. Now, that is also the date of the annual White House Correspondents' Dinner, which the president says he will not attend. Concerns about a DeKalb County cemetery are getting the attention of leaders. We found overgrown grass and knocked over headstones there. Families say this amounts to disrespect for the dead. Leaders told Channel 2's Chris Jose they have 3 people maintaining the entire city, including that cemetery.
A cemetery is supposed to be a place to mourn and reflect.
I have my grandparents and aunts, uncles.
For Kathleen Conley and Jim Kelly,
I have 6 generations of people that are buried here.
Visiting their loved ones who have passed on just makes them sick.
This is no way to have all of these people here. There's no respect whatsoever.
We found headstones knocked over and trash left behind, but that's not all.
How much does it cost to mow the grass? And if you're not going to do it, then why don't you tell us? This is our family.
City Councilman Fred Reynolds met with me to address those concerns.
It is maintained to the level that we can with the staff that we have.
Reynolds told me Lithonia only has a 3-man crew to maintain the entire city, including the cemetery. Recent storm damage has also slowed maintenance down.
We can do better, but we can only do what we can do with the schedule that we have and the 3 people that we have on Public Works Department.
Does the city have the money to properly maintain the cemetery?
With the current funding that we have, yes, but right now in the beginning of the growing season, this is what you're going to see.
But don't tell that to these families. They say it's been a problem for more than a decade, and the cemetery continues to look worse as time goes by.
It's disturbing the dead. It's disrespectful to the community. It's disrespectful to the people that are buried out here and to their families.
I also called the mayor, and she told me crews are only responsible for maintaining common areas and not headstones or graves. In Lithonia, Chris Jose, Channel 2 Action News, Sunday AM.
Family and friends said their final goodbyes to a Fulton County commissioner who died of cancer. Commission Vice Chair Joan Garner died last week of breast cancer. Her funeral was held yesterday at Ebenezer Baptist Church in Northeast Atlanta. She served on the commission since 2011. For those of you headed out this morning, let's get an update on road conditions with rain in the forecast. Here's Nisi Shaw live in the traffic center. Hi, Nisi.
Hey, Sophia. Good morning, Atlanta. The perimeter, pleasant. Commute overall, nice drive. Inner loop, though, watch out for some tire tread. Reported 25 westbound now in the right lane. Use caution approaching the Flat Shoals Road, Candler Road exit. Continuing through Dorval and 25, plenty of room to move. Speed limit conditions, in fact, between 75 and 85, 285 east and westbound. Nice trip time. Look at that. 10 minutes, if that. Under 15 minutes overall. As you continue through the city, that 85 bridge work presses on so far. Delay-free 85 and your alternates on Piedmont Cheshire Bridge as well as Peachtree into Midtown. You want to plan for that Piedmont closure this week? Plan accordingly. We'll take a look at the big threes on the next update. Live look now at Traffic Tracker 2, 575, wide open stretch at Baird Parkway, north and southbound. Nisi Shaw, Channel 2 Action News, Sunday AM.
Outrage after dozens of jobs were cut at Cobb EMC.
Why do you have to have the police involved?
The questions from an activist and why the company says the layoffs were necessary.
I'm tracking moderate to heavy downpours from Athens all the way to Alabama. More rain is in the forecast. We're not severe right now, but some strong storms are possible this afternoon. I'll break down the impacts in your neighborhood next.
Also, we are showing you the video of a local student minutes before he drowned on a school trip.
It was just mind-blowing that was allowed to happen.
The victim's mother shares her desperate search for answers until she says that video surfaced.